This broadcast is sponsored by Supreme of the UK. To support the network, click the link in the description and get 15% discount of your first order.
CFR Network, CFR Sports. Good day, good night, all. Welcome back. Special guest in the lab with me across the pond. I have Lawrence Phillips. One championship, heavyweight contender, bursting on the scene, doing some crazy things. Definite, man. The last time you competed from recollection, you got that slam KO kind of thing?
That was back in February. I fought twice since then.
Whoa.
That was back in February.
Yes. So let's unpack it. Let's unpack it before February. You've had what, three or four fights now in one?
Three.
Three so far. Okay. Yes. So what was the road to getting into one? Like how did that sort of all manifest?
So I had my amateur career, and then I fought for Gamma, which is like they try to make it into like an Olympic sport, and they have tournaments all around the world. It was kind of crazy, you know. I kind of got invited to it to go to Amsterdam and fight in a tournament. They say, yeah, you can have possibly this many fights in this, like, in one day. You know, they like, oh, you can have upwards of 3-4 fights a day. I'm like, oh, man, that sounds crazy. Yeah. MMA fights too. And, you know, they give you thin shin guards, you know, during the tournament just to keep you from getting cut up, you know. And so, it was nuts, but it sounded like fun, you know. So I was like, all right, let's do it. And I won it. And when I won it, I got more noticeable after I won that, you know, and then that's how I got in contact with One.
Excellent. So it's a pretty quick sort of progression from amateur to pro doing that in Amsterdam. Actually, let's rewind a little bit before I continue with that. What was the experience like going over to Deutschland and, you know, experiencing the wilds of Europe?
Man, like it was cool. Like the tournament was cool, the people was cool, the company was cool I was with, but I ain't a big fan of Amsterdam, man. Like it was kind of boring. You know, the food was plain.
It was. Yes, you know it.
Yeah, I don't want to go there no more. I'm like, man, I try to avoid that country at all costs if it's not business. I go for vacation, that's for sure.
Yeah. But, well, look, because I'm close to Amsterdam, we go there for like a weekend break kind of thing. But it's, as you say, the food isn't the best. But culturally wise, they've got some wonderful architecture. That's the thing I love about Amsterdam. And some of the old cities. I'm really into architecture per se. And it's great just to see the old world meeting the new world, especially with like buildings integrating, where you've got really old buildings and right next to it or built into the side of it, you've got like glass sections of it and stuff. So I find that interesting, but I agree. The food is not the best.
Yeah. And then everything closed early too. You know, I'm looking for a restaurant or whatever, man. You can't, ain't nothing open. You know, but yeah, architecture was cool. But once you see that for a couple of days, I was kind of over it, you know.
I can imagine. But now you're going even further afield. And like, what was it, like 14 hours to travel over there? So it's double figures, isn't it, to get over to Singapore?
So from I live in like near Chicago. I'm about an hour west of Chicago in a city called Rockford. So from Chicago all the way to Bangkok, it's about 20 plus hours. Yeah.
Just one layover or?
Man, it really depends. Like I haven't had more than 2 layovers, you know, going one way, you know, but yeah, usually I try to get just one layover.
Yeah. Get out, stretch your legs, see some different scenery before you get back on that jumbo jet.
Yeah, man, that flight is brutal.
Brutal. So a peek behind the scenes then. So obviously you're not a major star yet. You know, let's be very optimistic. You've got a promising career. Um, are they putting you in coach, as y'all say, or are they putting you in like business class so you've got like room to,
Oh
relax and
no,
sleep?
they got me on straight coach, you know, but all my flights out there I paid for, you know, so like I don't fly coach when I go out there because I'm 6'3", you know, and I'm a big dude. I be needing some room, especially on those longer flights,
Yeah,
you know. Yeah, I be needing room, so I won't fly like economy. I'll fly the next one up, you know,
premium.
just to be a bit more comfortable. Yeah,
Yes, yes, yes. And also I don't know about in America, but in England, when you upgrade a little sum, you get the extra baggage allowance as well. So
mm-hmm.
that's always a good thing. Because depending on
Right,
what country you go in, you might see some stuff and you're like, we can't get that over here. Let me grab a
right,
few of them and put it in the suitcase and bring that back kind of thing.
right. Yeah, no, man. Like when I go to Thailand, I be having so much room to bring stuff back because out there all you need is t-shirts and shorts, whatever. So yeah, I be bringing hella gear back, stuff that I don't get out here, you know. So
Definitely. And the exchange rate's hella good as well, right?
yeah, man, I was pretty much rich out there for a little bit. The U.S. dollar goes so far, you know, it goes so
Yes,
far out there. Yeah, so you could definitely live pretty good, you know.
indeed,
It
indeed. So what's the plans? What's your future goals? Reference your current run in one. Obviously, you're looking for the strap, right? You want the heavyweight strap, or is this all about the experience and obviously making money?
I want everything, you know. I want everything. Uh, I really just enjoy the journey. You know what I'm saying? Like the belt gonna come itself. You know, I think if I just keep training, keep keep moving forward, like everything just gonna unfold. You know, so all I do is focus on myself, man, getting better.
Definitely. And obviously wrestling is your base,
Mm-hmm.
striking and obviously the submission arts. What is the proportion that we're working on those two bits to bolster your full MMA repertoire? Are we doing like 50-50 on each to booster your strong base as it is already?
I think that like because I wrestled for so long, striking is still pretty new to me. So I'm more intrigued by it. So I think I put more of my time into training. But my coach, you know, he sets up the practices to where like you're gonna get everything, you know. So I'll, go somewhere else and get extra work in, just to really hone those other skills, you
Okay.
know. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a
But the
lot to
overall
learn.
keep growing on everything, man, because you don't really want to stop like working on what got you to the party, you know. You
Hmm.
don't want
Hmm.
you don't want to I said go home with the girl you went to the party with, whatever. So yeah, basically like,
Yes.
I always got to sharpen up on those wrestling skills. You can't forget about it, because that's what got me there. Unlike some guys like came in with good striking backgrounds, good grappling backgrounds, so you got to definitely use what you're good at. But dude, I love putting time into the striking aspect of it because it's still so new to me, so my brain is just like want to
Absorbing
absorb
it.
everything. Yeah, I get
Yeah.
a little bored with grappling and wrestling sometimes because I did it for, so long.
I can imagine. Like it's something new. It's something new, isn't it? And it's only going to add to the tool belt that your existing tool belt, isn't it? You can draw for
Right,
those slips, those feints. You can think, well, I don't need to, let me set it up with the hands, as people always say. Let's not go for
right,
that double straight away. Let's just keep him on his toes, and where necessary, I will dictate when I take this to the ground and do my thing.
right. And man, it's so much to learn with like MMA because like you think you're getting pretty good at it, man, and you meet some guy or it's just always a humbling experience. Like, oh man, I gotta go work on this, gotta work on that.
Yeah.
So I just enjoy the process, man, because I've met so many fighters and seen so many different looks. So it's always a good time.
Definite. Is there anything in the works reference up and coming fights for yourself?
I'm hoping to fight like end of December, beginning of January time. That's when I want to get back into it, but we'll see. We'll
Okay.
see what the promotion want to do.
Yes. Well, obviously, Chatri's gotta,
Yeah,
and the matchmaker's gotta do their thing. And I guess it would
yeah.
be good. You would like to be on those US cards. Have they announced? Is it 3 or 4 for 2024?
I want to say three or four cars possibly, and I hope they get me on one of them. That'd be
You, at,
really nice.
at
Save
least
save
one.
flight, save me the flight.
But not even that, man. But just the fact that because the first show was a massive success, man. All of my American brethren that were saying, it was really, really, really felt it over here kind of thing. It wasn't just like, oh, it's one championship zone, we can watch it on Prime. No, the tickets were available. You can go down to the location. So I think there's a big buzz. And the fact that one's mixing, it's not just a sheer MMA promotion. We're talking about the full gambit of mixed martial arts,
Right.
combat sports.
Yeah, it's crazy because like I had contacted one. I think it was like a month in advance. I was trying to get tickets to go see it in Colorado, and I was like, "Yeah, sorry, man, we all sold out." So I couldn't even get a ticket, and I fight for them.
This is it. Well, watch this space, man, Lawrence. You're putting in the work. Once you can get yourself up a little bit higher and stuff, they'll be calling you and say, "Yeah, we got that ticket for you. How much more do you need?"
Right. Yeah, that'd be nice.
100%, man. 100%.
And that I'll be wanting to be fighting on those big cards, So we'll see.
Exactly. You've had some challenges. You've definitely had some challenges, opponent wise, but you passed with flying colors, man. You haven't gone. Have you actually gone whole 3 rounds yet?
Yeah, my last fight, man, and won the guy Roman Lukovic. We went the distance. He submitted me in the third round with a minute left to go.
Did I miss this then? Was this a fight night then?
Yeah, this was August 5th. So that was my first loss, and it's my first time out the first round.
Damn. How did I? Well, to be fair, as you know,
Yeah, man, he had a dog fight. We was scrapping, and man, like I really like to think that I was beating the crap out of him for 14 minutes, really putting a pound on him. But man, he took the shots like a champ. Kept going. Like he stayed consistent with what he wanted to do, And I kept getting overzealous and putting myself in bad positions. And man, he went from a heel hook, couldn't finish the heel hook, and then he transitioned straight to a knee bar. Man, it was beautiful, and submitted me with a minute left to go in the third round. Yeah.
Damn. A wonderful comeback. I don't you well, obviously you're on the receiving end of it, but just as a connoisseur and a lover of the combat sports, to see someone just pull it out in the last minute or the last 30 seconds, it's just like anything can happen in combat sports.
Right. Anything, man. And I knew he had dangerous jujitsu, I ain't finna say make no excuses, man. He got me. It was a good fight.
Yes, yeah. I've got to go back and watch that because as I was saying, that one every week, obviously they've slowed it down a little some, but every week we've got a 4 or 5 hour card on, and it's tricky, man. It can be real tricky juggling that, trying to potentially watch PFL. You got Bellator, obviously on shaky ground at the moment. Obviously, UFC, the quote unquote market leader. It's tough to consume all that content, man.
Yeah, I'll be trying to keep up with all of it. I'm like, all right, I want to watch one. But the thing is, when one is on, I'm at work, you know what I'm saying? So I'll be on my phone trying to teach and watch the fights at the same time. And then you got, you'll have Bellator fights coming on Fridays. It's just so many fights, so many promotions. They're all like, coming out the woodwork, and I got a lot of buddies who fight. So I'll be catching all the fights. You know, I don't even look at the promotion no more. I be wondering who's on this card this time. You know, so
Yes. I totally get it. I totally get it. There is a plethora of fights, especially obviously in North America. There's
Mhm.
loads. There's ones I've never even bloody heard of, but you know, they're doing their
And then
thing, and I think
yeah, you know, Anthony Pettis got his fight card now. APFC. That's
yes.
huge out here in the Midwest.
Oh, of course. And isn't there talk of sort of some kind of co-promotion with him and Masvidal or something like that? And doing some
Because
kind.
Masvidal, uh, I'm trying to think of what his promotion is called.
It's
Uh,
something
uh,
because he's got the two. He's got the boxer, the bare knuckle one, and he's got the MMA bare knuckle thing in it.
mm-hmm. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't
Game
even think of.
breads, game
Yeah.
breads.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I love it. Competition, man.
Yeah.
Competition. You
But
know.
bare knuckles is crazy. Like, people who want to do that, I'd be like, man, like it is a different beast. Because you like the damage to your hands, damage to your face, you gonna just cut easier, you know. Like you know you're not gonna walk out that fight pretty. Like you could hope to, knock somebody out and walk out of there like scratch free. You know, man, if I had to do a bare knuckle fight, the amount of money I had to pay me is crazy.
Yeah.
Because if it's like 5, 10,000, that's going towards your face alone. So like, what did you gain from that? You know? Oh yeah, it's it's
It's
it's
tough,
nuts.
man. It's tough. Listen,
Yeah.
and I salute any athlete who puts themselves on the line, whether it's bare knuckle, whatever, but especially bare knuckle. It's barbaric. Some of the flipping out, the things they go through. But
Mm-hmm.
look at Perry. Look at Mike Perry. He's found his lane.
Uh-huh.
Truly found his lane because he was an entity. He's entertaining, most definitely.
Right.
Whether you agree with some of his antics when he was an actual MMA fighter, but he got to a certain point and he didn't necessarily progress any further. Now he's doing
Right.
this boxing thing where it's just one discipline. He's a dog, man, and he's
Right.
he's
You're
proving people wrong.
right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you gotta be a little different to want to do some bare knuckle. He fought Luke Rockhold. Man,
Yes.
his face afterwards, teeth gone, face all busted up. I'm like, oh, yeah. You know, I'm thinking like, how did he lose his teeth? Like, I be thinking a mouth guard supposed to help protect that, but I guess it ain't enough because the MMA gloves they what 4 ounces, so you got a pretty
Yes.
decent a pad, and so it's more like a blunt versus like when you get hit with your knuckles, man. These are individual, like really really focal points, so it's just that much of a harder hit. I like watching it, but man, I couldn't imagine like it had to be last like a last that'd be like a bucket list thing. Get one out the way, but I would never make a career out. Never.
Yeah. It's yeah. You got to be kind of somewhere else up there, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
I said I say the bare knuckles for a street fight when I ain't got no choice, but for getting paid wise, nah, they have to be a good amount of money. And then
Yeah.
one discipline too, just boxing. There's some guys out here at boxing skills just insane. And like you an MMA fighter want to go into just straight boxing, like you see that coming up a lot now. Some of them do pretty well, but overall, man, like them boxers, like it
So
ain't it
it's
ain't MMA.
apples and oranges. It's apples and oranges. Obviously, you are going to train in the art of pugilism, but you're not doing that from year 12. You haven't got
Right,
500 amateur fights. You're not
right.
training that literally every single day yeah, it's a nice idea, and it's good to have these names, I guess, clash. It does bring eyes to both sports. Obviously, MMA, there's no disputing that MMA has definitely taken over boxing. MMA is the premier combat sports now.
Yeah.
Showtime. unfortunately, which is devastating news, is like that's crazy. No more combat
Right.
sports. That's
Yeah.
leaving a huge hole, man. What do you think the effect of this Showtime stuff and Bellator, obviously? What do you think the effect of is it going to have?
Bellator just sold the PFL, didn't they?
Well, there's lots and lots of talks about it, but nothing has been officially said. There's been no
Well,
official announcements.
Yeah, I think it might be a thing. I think it might happen. I think it's all good, man. Like I think what they should do combine PFL with Bellator. Let the UFC be their own thing. Let one championship do their own thing, and then boom, we do tournament style, and everybody fight everybody. Like that'd be dope. Like cross champions and see like
Yes.
belt. Like that'd be nuts.
But you know what? Chachi's not going to do that. The only way he would cross promote is only with the UFC.
What you mean? Like come like cross promote like fighter versus their fighter?
Yes, yes. Which look, if I was like a trillionaire, I would just create every 4 years an opportunity for every promotion to send their champions up and to fight for like a world title outside of their promotion, and they can all get a piece of the rights and whatever, but we need to see these fights happen.
Yeah. They should run it kind of like how the NFL does it. They could draft fighters and have them do the college and do maybe like a 40-yard dash or like kick bag X amount of time, see how much punching power you got, kicking power, like just make it funny and more interesting, it gets people talking about, I think that'd be pretty cool.
Well, PFL kind of does that with the kick speed, the length of the leg, the punching speed, and all that. They've kind of got that.
Oh, see, I ain't seen none of that with the PFL yet.
Yo, they're literally everything. They're giving you statistics on everything with that smart cage. How fast the punches are going, the leg kick speeds.
Wait, are you saying the cage records their punching and their kicking speed?
I personally don't think it's the cage. They must have cameras. I'm dubious, Lawrence. I'm dubious about the whole thing. Okay,
me and you both.
But they've got some kind of camera technology that they're employing and giving you like 45 miles an hour leg kick and all this kind of stuff.
Oh, that is crazy.
Yeah.
What I like about the PFL? I like the camera angles they be using. Like I think it's like on camera on a referee. So then you get to see his vision, like what he's seeing up close and personal. I think that's probably one of the coolest things about the PFL. And then like the tournaments that they host. They call it the Grand Prix. Or something like
yeah.
Yeah.
The only issue I think they've got some bugs that they need to work out now. With having the Grand Prix, I think they're good. I think they're excellent, but it burns the fighters out, man. It burns them out having to compete so quick, so often, and so like every year you got the playoffs, and then you got the whatever the preseason thing and all this, and they're pretty much fighting the creme de la creme are fighting the creme de la creme all the time, pretty much, and then the lower guys are kind of working their way up, but it's an odd one. I think they need to have it like alternative weights. So like 1 year, let's do the lightweights and maybe the heavyweights. Following years, and then just do normal matches, normal fights, and then bring them on just to give the body a rest, man. Because you guys are taking a lot of punishment, man.
Man, I think about this like boxers back in the day, how they'll be fighting every month, and how do these Muay Thai guys be having 300 something fights? They're fighting pretty frequently. I know MMA is a little bit longer. You got 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. So 15. I guess it really depends on how much of a beating you take in that cage. And then how intense your practice is. I think if somebody can develop like a system of saying like, all right, for your camp for this tournament, we go hard this amount of time, and we kind of cut back here and then pick it up back here. I don't know. So it's some probably smart sports science guy out there that can figure that stuff out.
Yeah.
You know, and just get better at how can you fight more frequently and still be efficient, you know. So I don't know.
Let me give you an answer.
Let's hear it.
It's not even controversial, but it's obvious of sorts. We have a lot of weight bullies within the combat sport realm. So that's what the biggest issue, Lawrence, is these weight bullies who are like.
That's why they're getting burnt out, because they can't keep the weight off.
Exactly.
Okay, damn. Makes sense.
Yes.
Huh.
Well, obviously, one, it's a little bit different, and people do chastise it a little bit. I think in regards to the hydration test, and I think more transparency in regards to what are we actually looking at. We see the televised, hydration tests, etc. But them reading out these figures means absolutely nothing. There's no, I don't understand what the measurement that we're supposed to be looking for. There's not like a graph on the screen to say these fighters.
Like, so you talking about, you want to know like how they know if you're hydrated or not and to what amount?
Yes.
So what they do is, like, you go piss in a cup, whatever, you bring it to the back, it's sealed, whatever, then a guy, he'll crack it open and he'll put this reader in there. And I don't know what number system they're using, but you cannot exceed over 0.250 on a dehydration scale, right? So, dude, it's been the time where mine was like 0.249, where I barely passed it, So like, yeah, they don't mess around about those hydration tests, Yeah. So, but I think it is a lot safer, making sure guys is hydrated, especially with the brain, man. Your brain is like, I think you like lose like, what is it? 2 pounds of like water from sweat. You lose like 10 to 20% of your brain like functioning,
Exactly.
So,
yeah. It's a stressful thing, man. Anything to make it safer, because let's not get it twisted, man. We're, for our pleasure and enjoyment, we're watching you guys putting your physical and mental health on the line every time. So the more hydrated, the better the fights are going to be, the more safer it's going to be. You know what I mean? And we need to be pushing that as a MMA community. Let's make it more safer. Let's let them have the best fights that they can have.
Right. I agree.
We'll get there, man.
Yeah, you see some of these guys cut weight and they blow up, and you be like, how is he fighting at this weight class? You even see it on TV sometimes. Like, man, this is a big 155 pound, big 170. This is a big 85. Only thing you don't hear that about is like heavyweights. We all just pretty much just fat and can eat whatever we want and diet a little bit and make the weight. It ain't too terrible.
Well, what do you normally appear in the ring, the squared circle? What's your weight around usually?
Like right now, dude, I'll float anywhere between right now, I say I'll go anywhere between 127 to 129 kilos.
What's that in pounds?
So this in pounds, that's 282, 285 pounds.
Whoa! And is the limit like 265?
Yeah, 265. Yeah.
Okay, that's not too bad. 20 pounds.
Dude, I used to weigh 340, and then I lost a lot of weight from training and whatnot. Yeah, I used to be big. Yeah, I'm still big now, but it ain't as bad as it was,
What inspired you? Was it a health reason? Was it a desire mentally? Look, I want to lose this weight. Was it your journey? How did we get from 340 to 285?
Yeah, 285. Yeah. Dude, it was a long process. Like, it's a long process. I kind of stopped doing sports, kind of stopped working out a little bit. I wasn't doing as much cardio anymore. I just kind of lifting weights and going about my everyday life, working and stuff. And I just got tired of it, man. Just got tired of being that way, And I was like, all right, let me get my ass up on this couch, and just got busy. you know, and then, you know, I didn't try to rush anything, you know, so like 340 to 300 pounds was like a year, you know, just getting down
Oh,
there.
yeah,
It's like
man.
I think, you know, I walked a lot, you know, on a treadmill or outside. I try to walk for an hour and then, you know, really just counting my calories and thinking about what I'm eating, you know. So there was no special shortcuts or nothing like that. It was real slow. Even now, still, like I don't rush my weight loss and nothing like that. I kind of eat what I want and try to stay within my calories. If I mess up, tell myself it's all right. You know, ain't the end of the
Yeah,
world.
yeah. Yes, 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 totally. Slowly
Yeah.
and steadily paced to reach the goal. So what is the end goal on this journey then? Are we looking to get down to what, 250 or something? What's the ideal premium optimum weight for yourself?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind walking around like 250, 255. You know, that's my ideal walk around weight, you know,
Mm,
but yeah, that's really what I want to be. Just be fight ready and just
yes.
can get. But man, food be so good, you know, especially pizza. So
That's your vice, the pizzas.
pizza. That's my biggest problem. And my dad to be going good, and I see it, and I'm like, all right, I gotta have it, you know. But especially on
Indeed.
weekends, real tough.